Okay, cool. Okay, so I am Naomi Tim. I am your MC for a very special night because it is the last full open mic summer Helicon of 2024.
Yeah.
It is also a special night because a local celebrity has come home. Andrew Romrail is here. And his absolutely gorgeous, lovely partner is here as well. Okay, excellent. All right, so anyway, we will get started. We have on our docket right now 5 readers. So at the end of that, if there is anybody that wants to jump up and read something, feel free to do so. But first, let's do the thing. Helicon West is a community program that unites, published authors with members of the community. And we encourage all people at all levels of craft to come and share their talents with us. Helicon West is made possible by our patron saint, Star Program. By the Logan Library, special thanks to
Yay, library!
By Sugar House Review, and by the Utah State University English Department. And of course, we always have Cafe Iris, as we usually do. I can't see if it's back.
Yeah, thank you, Cafe Iris.
Yeah, so big thanks to them because, they keep us going, especially in the wintertime.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We are going to begin. Our first 3 readers are Ronald Jensen, Andrew Romrail, and Tim.
Yeah.
Time.
Hi, Ron. Hi, Ron.
It's been working a bit. I enjoyed knowing you. You had a great smile. You got me such a nice for a while. I enjoyed the note. You got more yearbook. Appreciate the time for that. You and others too. Still keep writing poems. Very good. Glad as well. You understood. Hope your life. The life is fun for you. Join me again. We'll miss you. It's been work out. I can't say enough. Been Pettis child. Have a great day at school. I love you so. You are my jewel. You're so cute. At the apple of my eye. I see you after school. And now we have to say goodbye.
Hi y'all.
Hi, Andrew. Hi, Andrew. Hi, Andrew.
It's so good to be here again. I first started reading my own work here at Helicon West.
Yeah.
It was the old library years and years ago, and it was my first foray into, really feeling like I was a writer and in this writing life. And I do have my kind of debut book coming out in February, collection of essays. And in the acknowledgments, I actually do acknowledge Helicon West as a place that taught me to find my voice.
That's great.
And so I'm going to read just 2 different things, one from a little section from the book, and then one from the new project I'm working on for my second book, I guess. We'll see. So this first one is from an essay called Ghost Boys of Bricolage. It's set into little vignette sections. It's all about dating apps and rude boys and all those things. So, Scruff Guy invites me over. Okay, listen, I know these apps are toxic. I've always known. Of course they are. Cold and hard. Invisible people behind a screen. But look, how else was I supposed to find someone? I was living in that little crumbling apartment in that little college town nestled in the mountains of northern Utah, where there were only 2 bars, and neither felt welcoming. Small and stocked with beer on tap and canned wine. The nearest gay club was an hour and a half away, and sure, the nicely dressed boy at Starbucks set off some kind of gaydar, but I'd rather not ask. I've been wrong about boys like him before. At least the apps are sure. App boys give me their preferences. For your consideration. I'm just here for free cheese samples. Clean and DDF. Looking for now. Mask for mask. No fats, no femmes. I'm just not interested in white guys. I'm just not interested in black guys. Smiling devil horned emoji, purple eggplant emoji, 3 ass crack peach emojis. All these guys be ghosted. Don't say hi or how I'm doing. We all know why you're here. Not here for a hookup. Looking for now. Hi. Girl, it's Grindr. Get over it. Y'all such flakes. Definitely a nerd here. Love music, video games, and enacting meaningful social change. Grindr is shitty for mental health. Stop objectifying each other. Clean and DDF, you be too. Trust me, I get ghosted too, so don't take it personally. Listen, I'm not into old, fat, nasty people. This date will rock your world, your eyes gonna roll behind your head. Looking for friends, mostly. I owe none of y'all nothing. I don't respond. If I don't respond, don't take it personally. I got standards. You should too. Not into twinkie guys, only fit. Make sure you know your status, not to dirty folks. HIV negative only, please. Who wants it? You equals you. Google it. Stop telling me your life story. I just don't care. Be clean, be clean, be clean. I'm so tired of this bullshit. And so this other is the entrance to my new book. A lot more about my HIV diagnosis that I received while living here in Logan, about 4 years ago. This is about my diagnosis day, sort of thing. It's called I Know My Body Tried to Save Me. Dirty paws, faggot, grid, pseudonyms for the boy I don't want to be. Gay related, I don't want to be gay related. I don't want to be human immunodeficient. I don't want to be in this ID clinic reading tiny beautiful things, a book of collected advice columns, a Bible that replaced my Bible, turning random pages as if I can divine an answer by believing I can find it. But there are no columns in this book for what I am facing, no answer to the question parading through my head. Why didn't I ask him to pull himself out? His desperate whisper, yearning, panting, pleading to know the pleasure of filling another man's body. Can I come inside? And my answer, a mere stutter of an answer, the tug of his body on mine, as I spoke some unspoken yes, yes, please, please. Because there's a cavity in my body. There's a cavity in my body where I fill myself up with men so I don't have to be alone. And it's a tiny, beautiful thing, isn't it? To be so numb when the doctor tells me I've tested positive, when we try to map the virus and who gave it to me and when she tells me the original symptoms would have felt like the flu, so I need to think back and see if I can remember a time I felt sick without knowing why. And so I think back and I talk about my 28th birthday and how I planned a birthday trip to the coast before summer ended. And I tell her about how I got sick the day I was supposed to leave. And I give her the same checklist of symptoms I once made for another doctor, the one who tested me for flu and COVID-19. And then COVID-19 because I didn't make sense for it to not be COVID-19, with symptoms of exhaustion, headache, nausea, my body cracking, burning, breaking beneath my fevered skin. And I'm getting so tired of these questions. To use protection during intercourse, to use condoms. Is that by choice? Did you have unprotected sex recently? Was it with a stranger? Do you remember his name? Did you have intercourse with him 2 or 3 weeks before you got sick? Did you penetrate him or did he penetrate you? Did you ask for a status? Is there a reason you didn't ask for a status? Some thick air slips between us when I tell her I just wanted to be filled. And the doctor nods as if my feeling makes sense, as if any of this makes sense. And she tells me about how those flu-like symptoms are evidence that my body tried to save me. My body tried to save me. My body tried overheating, pressurizing, contracting, expanding, cracking, crafting walls with cells like bricks on sand to hold the infection at bay. And I feel some kind of warmth spread like butter beneath my skin, because it's another beautiful thing, isn't it? How my body tried to save me. And yet I waver at her words and steel myself for what comes next, because I just want to run away. I just want to run away and become someone new. When she asks me what I'm feeling, I can only tell her I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel. I don't know what to feel, or how to feel, or if I can feel at all. My hands are numb, my feet are numb. This retracted circulation I inherited from my mother, and between my legs I twine my fingers to create the heat I crave. Push my palms together as if I can remember how to pray. I tell the doctor I don't know how I feel, but I do know what I know. When she asks me what I know, I tell her I know my body tried to save me. I know my body fought. I know my body fought my body. You say my body fought. Now all I know, if this is true, that my body fought my body. All this really means to me is that my body lost. Thank you. Logan's called rollback, by the way.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna do this again because I think I'm contractually obligated to. Is there anyone else who would like to read? Just, okay, that's okay. Okay, if you don't read tonight, that's fine. There are plenty of opportunities to read. As winter, more classified Helicon West starts in September, that will be twice a month. There'll be a featured reader and there'll be open mic after that. So keep writing and think about sharing it with us. And anyway, so that's my whole thing. All right, so there are 2 readers left. That is Star and Denise, and then we are good to go. Thank you.
All right, for Star and Denise.
Right, Star and Denise.
Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks Andrew and Terrace for coming back to town. So I have a couple of pieces from my 1999 journals. These are very short, so I'm going to read 2 of them. And they are about dreams that I had back then. So my exciting thing in life right now is going back through my old journals and finding things that really crack me up. So this is, let's see, we will do the old time coffee dream first. January 16th, 1999. I was downtown one afternoon, walked into an old-fashioned restaurant, and as I passed by the counter, there was my ex drinking a cup of coffee. I asked if I could join him. His eyes were hooded and old. I sat down, asked how he was, and he didn't answer. Then he said, "What have you been doing in your life?" I said, "I've had 2 moles removed from my face, one here and one right here." I touched my face, the left cheek and then the right, feeling the place where I worry about having skin cancer. I think it itches in my sleeve. I said, "I've traveled a bit. I have 2 degrees, teach at the university." "Sounds like you're bragging." I'm trying to think if there's anything else," I said. I wanted to say, "You're damn right I'm bragging, I deserve to. Leaving you was the best thing I've ever done in my life so far. See where it got me? And here you are, still miserable, just like you were most of our married life." But I was too polite to say any of that. He got up off the bar stool, had to go home to his wife, he said. I stayed a while and drank my coffee, reminiscing about the life I've had since him, and gloated a bit. And this one is the Old Town Travel Dream from the same day. I wrote out 2 dreams that same day. Mitch and I are on vacation. He's in the Dodge truck, I'm in the 4Runner. At the loop in the map, he takes one way, I take the other. Off we go. When I get to the end of my half of the loop, I keep going. On the freeway, as we agreed, to the next town, a small railroad hamlet. I realize we didn't arrange to meet anywhere. I stop and wait atop a small rise at the edge of town, hoping he'll see me. He's probably waiting at his end of the loop. I think of turning around, but I don't know how. I head down the hill and go into a dark, dingy antique store. I see people walk by the door and look in. They skulk and sneak in through the door. They want me to buy things they pick up and hold in their filthy hands or under their tongues, in between their yellow teeth and puffy red gums. I feel trapped, and yet I have a sense of calm. I must think of a way to get out of this dream. And I have it. The cellular phones! I call him. I wake. But I know where the dream comes from. It's a matter of time before the next old town and the next rundown antique store will call his name and I will go along, reluctant but resigned, cell phone and checkbook in hand.
It's been a while since I've been here. I think the last time I read might have been in April or May.
Yeah,
It's been kind of a big summer, but I'm
we
really glad
missed
to be
you.
back. And it's hard to follow Star, but I really appreciate having the opportunity. I'm going to read 4 poems that were written in the last 4 to 5 weeks. And this first poem is about cleaning garlic at First Frost Farm, which some friends of ours own. And we had the opportunity to be part of a group of community members who went over to help them get the garlic ready for market. It's called To Be Sensible, and it's dedicated to the folks at First Frost Farm. On a recent scorching Sunday afternoon, some people from the community gathered to help some local farmers clean and prepare garlic to make it ready to take to market. Enveloped in a cool tent of shade from elderly elm trees, we sat in a quirky circle, cutting stiff stalks, trimming gnarly roots, and husking raggedy papery skins. Currents of conversation flowed, rising and falling with ripples of laughter, occasionally eddying out into silent pauses. Old-timers and newcomers eased into fresh friendships as hands collaborated and hearts cooperated, becoming neighbors, despite distance and differences, brought together by the wish to serve, assist, support, and be of use. When the world is preposterous and the path unknown, may kindness be a compass that directs us to each other. It's the only way to be sensible in a nonsensical world.
Yeah.
And this is about a day that started hard and then I fumbled and it got better. It's called Head-On Collision. It happened on a day when everything was heavy. A day when everything I did or didn't do wasn't good enough. A day when I walked alone in a cloud of gray, wishing for rain or a lightning storm or anything that might change the weather. I fumbled in the grocery store, dropping a can of chicken broth that rolled across the aisle into a path of an oncoming cart. I stooped to retrieve it at the same time as the cart driver, who I didn't see, and we collided headfirst into each other. The apology burst out at the same time as the laughter, which is bigger and bolder and brighter. It swooshed out, washing over the apology, filling the aisle bank to bank, swirling around our feet. Simultaneously smoothing our bumped heads, We looked up, meeting in a mutual mirthful gaze, the chicken broth forgotten under the nearby shelf. We stood there grinning at each other, eyes crinkled, freshly rinsed and recognized. He reached down and picked up the broth, extending it forward. I received the offering carefully, cradling it in cupped hands. We parted ways without looking back, the luminosity lingering long after we were gone. This poem is the beginning of, I think, some poems that might be about my daringly do alter ego, which my friend Rosemary Traumer, a poet from Colorado, says is a good idea to have an alter ego who might be wilder or bolder than you. And I don't have a name for her yet, but we'll see what happens. It's called Out of Bounds. She was never very good at following rules or staying in bounds. Not that she meant to be naughty or rebellious, at least not when she was very young. It's just that she had so many questions that led to more questions. Any answers she received along the way only inspired more asking. What and how and where seemed to set walls and define boundaries. She could sense beyond those finite places. So she was led by what if and why not out into the land of maybe. She cannot say that it was always easy or beautiful or full of goodness, yet she will tell you this, that there is indeed abundant beauty and generous good out there. Are you ready? Are you willing? Let your questions be invitations into the possibility of your life. I just wrote this one last week. It's called Today's Agenda. Just to preface this, I've been cleaning and purging my house a lot lately because my father-in-law passed and it got us in the mode of cleaning and purging his house, which led to me cleaning and purging my house, along with I retired from the university and cleaned and purged my office. So it's been this kind of momentum, and it's amazing what you can find, yeah, in places. Okay, today's agenda. I found it in the back pocket of an old pair of jeans into which I can no longer wrestle myself, no matter how hard I try. The gap between button and buttonhole reminiscent of the years since I last wore those pants and the new knowledge that there will be no simple closure. Carefully I opened the haphazardly folded paper, which revealed a list of all the important things to get and do that day. Words scrawled in purple ink in two columns between its ragged edges. Bank deposit, grocery, berries, yogurt, batteries, cat food, pay bills, post office. Here in my hand, a small written history, so essential, so incomplete. I wonder about the in-between items not listed. Notice the dappled light dancing across the parking lot tarmac. Smile at the man behind you as you wait together in line. Then smile at the cashier as she reaches for the berries. Put the love stamp on the envelope and mail the letter to mom. All ordinary actions amidst the essentials. All particulars that piece together a day. Notice, smile, love. These are the items on today's agenda. Remember.
That's right.
All right, everybody, thank you for participating tonight, and please, if you are able, help put the chairs back where chairs go. If you're not, don't feel guilty, it's okay. And have a good night.
Thank you for hosting and emceeing.